Hi everyone, welcome back to Violet May Handmade. I'm Caitlin.
And I'm Samantha, and this is where we share what we've been making and sewing over the last couple of weeks.
So this is possibly our most exciting video for quite a few weeks.
Yes.
We have finally actually made some progress on a couple of things. The first thing that I've been working on is my Mara top, which is a pattern by So La La Patterns. And we both made one of these for winter last year. And we knew that we wanted to make another one, but we wanted to make a couple of alterations. The one that I've done is this one here, so all I need to do is hem the bottom and put the sleeve cuffs on. But we've had this cut out for ages, but I've been having some trouble with the overlocker and sewing knit fabrics on there. And I always used to completely sew it on the overlocker, like, you know, where it cuts it off at the right seam lengths and everything. But I just was not having any luck with that. And then we were watching Sew Carol one day, and she said about how she just makes everything with a straight stitch on the sewing machine and then just finishes it on the overlocker. And so I thought that I would try that, and it actually works really well. So I just need to finish the seam on the neckband. I only did that this morning, but I've actually really enjoyed working on this.
That's good.
Yeah. So I made the same size as I made last time, but I did lengthen the sleeves because even with the cuff on, they were sort of like a elbowy 3/4 length type thing. And I prefer a long sleeve for winter, but we do both have quite long arms.
Yeah.
So I lengthened it, I think it was like 4 inches or something. It was quite a lot. And I'm really happy with the length of the sleeves. So I'm really excited to finish this.
It's so pretty, isn't it?
It is. And I've been wanting to try this pattern for ages. It's the Butterick B6859 pattern. I have had them cut out and I started working on one, but the overlocker just hated it, and like it kept getting like chewed up, and I thought that I was going to have to recut it, but I managed to sort of salvage it. But I just did the same thing and sewed it all up on the sewing machine. This is how it's looking. So it's like a raglan sleeve construction, and it's gathered into the sort of raglan seams, and then there's a seam here at the top of the sleeve. I love this top. I've tried it on. It hasn't got the neckband or anything yet, but I tried it on. I think it looks really, really nice.
It does, yeah. It's a nice length on you too, isn't it?
It is. And so now I feel really inspired to make winter ones, but I just want to finish up everything that we've got cut out, because now that I know that I can just sew them on the sewing machine, I can finish all these things that have been languishing for so long.
Yeah. And
I love this fabric. It's really, really pretty. So in that same pattern, this one is cut out for Mum. I do all the knit sewing. Mum hates knit fabric, so I do all of the knit fabric sewing and she hems them. So we've just got this plain navy rayon jersey one, and that's a short sleeve one. And then I've got this fabric which is sort of like a mushroom colour, and it's kind of like a textured knit. So I'm excited to have a plain one of that, and we were thinking of putting a little patch on the front because they're going to be so plain. Yeah. And then I was having overlocker dramas with all things. So the Miranda t-shirts that we had cut out, we've made a few of these before, but all of those had sort of been put on hold. So I've got this one here, which is this sort of white floral fabric, so that one's Mum's. And then for me, I've got 2 cut out. I've got this one, which is this gorgeous royal blue paisley fabric. I love this fabric, and it's really like soft and drapey.
It's very pretty, isn't it?
It is. I'm really excited actually to have that as the top to wear.
Royal blue looks really nice on you too.
It does. And then I've also got this pale pink floral one that I've got one cut out in. And so now that I've figured out how to do this, I'm just on a real roll. I just want to finish up all of these knit projects, and then I want to start working on some winter ones, because I'm planning on making a couple more Maras and some of these gathered ones with long sleeves.
Yes. No, it'd be really good to get those out of the way, wouldn't it? Yeah. So I've been working on my Simplicity 2129. I have made some progress. So I think I mentioned last time that we had cut it out at a 10 in the bodice, and then we'd graded it out to the 14.
And we'd also raised the waist up for you.
Oh, that's right. Yes. So what we did, which is what my grandmother used to do, and I said to Caitlin, we're going to try this and see if it works, because she always just used to, before I learnt to sew, she used to make clothes for me. So she would get me over to try them on, and she'd have them all pinned, and then she'd just, tuck it in here and everything, and then, you'd have this lovely fitting outfit. So I thought, well, we're going to try that. So we pinned everything together and I tried it on, and I do actually love it. It looks really, really nice. We did actually have a problem with the darts. So Caitlin sewed the darts in for me, and they were just pointing in totally the wrong direction. So they actually need to be where the pin is there. So we're going to have to change those.
If anyone knows how to do that, please let us know, because I was sort of just planning on bodging it up and just sort of, but I don't know whether that's really going to work.
Yeah, well, I think we just really didn't know what to do, did we? Because they're just in totally the wrong place.
Like, is there a way to, sort of just, mark there and then just sort of draw your own, or is that just going to completely mess up the side? I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, I did ponder that, because the side, when you had, before the dart was put in, it sort of had a
little,
yeah. So if anyone does know how to do it properly, yes, any help would be greatly appreciated. So then it fitted quite nicely. It was a little snug around the waist area there.
Nothing major. But we just thought, if you're wearing a jumper underneath or a thicker top,
yes,
it might be useful to have a little bit of extra room.
Which I would be, yeah. We just let it out a little bit in that part there. The only other problem that we had was the pattern itself, to me, doesn't look particularly A-line. It seems to be just sort of a nice shape. But because I've graded it out to the 14, we ended up, it just looked really triangular, would you say?
It did, but the other problem is, this pattern here, it only goes a little bit below her knees. On Mum, it's down to here, and you're not sure.
Yeah, that was the other weird part, wasn't it? Yeah, it's very, very long. So I don't know what's happened there, because, it is just knee length on her, but it was extremely long. Yeah.
And we checked the hem allowance, it wasn't that big.
No.
Not as much as how long it is on you.
I reckon it would probably have to be that much longer.
Absolutely.
Than hers. Maybe even a little bit more. It was very long.
And that was not a nice look either.
No.
So we sort of folded up to get the idea of how it would look when we shorten it.
Yes. So we were going to shorten it. But then it's ended up, we sort of pinned where we thought that we should bring it in to make it less...
And that made it a much nicer shape.
It does, yes. So I think we're just going to run that in, and then that should be a good shape. So we're really pleased with that. It actually worked quite well. So, next time I think I would just have to add a little bit. For my next one, I'll have to add a little bit in that waist area, just so it's not quite so snug. Yeah, so I feel as though we've made very good progress, and once we work out how to do the darts, we'll be able to get it finished. But I really love it. I'm really thrilled with the shape and the fit and everything. I think it's really, really nice.
I agree. I think it looks fantastic.
Yeah, it really looked good on me. I was quite thrilled. So just got to get this one finished, and then I'll be able to make my corduroy one, which I'm really looking forward to making. But it was good that we did this with the practice one, because then now when I go to do my corduroy one, it will definitely fit. So, yeah. And I also did work on the pocket, which just took me forever. I'm just such a perfectionist. Things have to be just right. So I've got it almost pinned where it needs to be. But this fabric, it frays a lot, and I regret that I didn't actually overlock it before I started doing it, because when you double fold it over, it's quite hard to work with, because you've got all these funny edges, like little jagged bits of the fabric. So, and then I had to do a mitered corner, but it didn't really tell you in the pattern how to do that. So it's not too bad, the one that I've done. I just had to look up a YouTube video and miter that. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with the way it's come out. It was good the way you did it, because you've got this sort of really neat, nice edge. So I've just got to finish the other pocket and then they'll be done. And then finish the dress. So it's quite exciting, and we'll definitely have it finished by next time. Now we know what we're doing. So I'm really, really excited.
I agree. It just looked really nice.
It did, yeah. It's a really, really nice shape, wasn't it? Yeah. I haven't done a lot of sewing, have I? And that's all I've been working on. So.
But we're really looking forward to working on that and working on our knit projects, and then starting to think about what we would actually like to make next.
Yeah, well, I'll definitely be making the second pinafore. So.
And we need to make the top to go under that too.
Yes, well, that was the other problem, wasn't it? It's funny, isn't it? Like, you buy these fabrics and you think, oh, that's a pretty colour, that's really nice. And then when we were pinning it on, Caitlin said, oh, what are you going to wear it with? I said, I really don't know, because it actually is not a colour that went with sort of any of my existing tops. No. But we had some like mustard fabric there, and it actually looks quite good with it. It's actually not a colour that I would have thought to put with it, but I think that that's what I'm going to make to put under it, because it actually looked really, really nice. Yeah. I think maybe, did we decide on navy as well? I can't remember. But
I'm not sure. I don't think so.
Yeah, so I'm going to have to make a top to go under it, because I don't really have any tops that go with it. But we have spent a lot of time over the last week reevaluating our wardrobes and finding out the things that are really missing in it. Yeah.
Because we're planning on going to the Nest.
Yes, we are.
And also the sewing lair as well. We want to go there in the holidays, so we've been sort of planning on what we need to get fabric for. Yeah.
Yes, because our wardrobe, Caitlin's is not so bad, but mine, just nothing goes together. I've just bought things. Oh, that's really pretty. That's really nice. Oh, yes, I'll buy that, or I'll make that, and then nothing really goes together. So I really want to try and get it so that I have things that actually go together.
And the other thing is, you're a very eclectic dresser, and but like in the summer you wear pretty tops and sort of brightly coloured pants and stuff, and then in the winter I feel like everything's just a bit drab in your wardrobe, and I just feel like you don't really look like you.
I don't really feel like me either, I have to say.
You just look like a toned down version.
Yeah,
I think it's sad.
Yeah, so that is our goal for the next few months, is to try and piece together a really nice winter wardrobe, isn't it?
I think we can do it though.
Yeah.
Because we've gone through our patterns and we've decided on a few things that we'd like to try.
Yes. So we're looking forward to that.
Yes.
So until next time, happy sewing.